In the early 1980s, at Carnegie Mellon, a Coke machine was connected to the internet. This allowed users to track the inventory of the machine from anywhere they wanted. In the story, Jeff uses a Scanomat top brewer to brew a cup of coffee from his iPhone. The top brewer takes up only a small amount of counter space, showing only the spout and drip tray, but it can brew a variety of beverages from hot and cold coffee to iced teas to hot cocoa or whatever they want in just 15 seconds. Next, Jeff used his LG Smart Fridge to plan out what he's going to eat for breakfast. The LG Smart Fridge can keep track of storage, expiration dates, and more with the Food Manager app for his iPhone. And when not in use, the screen can display other useful information such as weather, videos, or images. The Smart Fridge is so nice because it allows for less food waste with expiration date checking, more consistent dieting with help from the Nike Field Band, and you can try a variety of new foods with a database of recipes available.
Similarly to the Cook Illustrated app, Hyundai offers a Blue Link tech package called Blue Link, and it's an in-car computer that can connect to your smartphone, where it then can unlock or lock your door, open your doors, and offer vehicle tracking. And also, you can get roadside assistance if anything goes wrong. Another Internet of Things type of technology is the Philips Hue bulbs, where the bulb connects to a home base station, which then connects to a router or Wi-Fi, and then you can use a smartphone to do different tasks such as change the colors of the lights, turn on and off your lights from home, and you can even program the lights to flash when you receive a text or an email. And then another in-house type of technology is the Nest Protect. And the Nest Protect is kind of like a thermometer or a motion sensor detection, and it offers different tools such as tracking of the air ventilation, temperature, heating, and other also motion sensor detection. It really can help save. It really helps with security, as you can track carbon monoxide levels, and also with overall energy savings, because you can control the air conditioning from your smartphone with it. And then another innovation of Internet of Things is the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi is a credit card sized computer that has the ability to run graphics up to the Xbox One, and it's revolutionized how the Internet of Things works, because there's so many projects that are people doing with it. For example, Bartendro, which is an app from Kickstarter. In this project, you connect the Raspberry Pi to dispensers that each have a different liquid, such as liquor, mixers, anything like that. And from a smartphone, tablet, and you have the Bartender app, you can the Raspberry Pi provides a hands-off way to mix drinks. It's just, it seems like a small project, but it's just one of the many projects that Raspberry Pi and the Internet of Things kind of provide.
As with many other Americans, Jeff likes to work out, but doesn't really know how to properly monitor his progress. Luckily for him, Nike created the Fuel Band, which is able to keep track of Jeff's movements, diet, and locations when he's working out, again using his smartphone's GPS. When Jeff goes on a jog, the Fuel Band app takes data from his GPS and the Fuel Band to keep track of his speed, path, technique, and then gives him suggestions on improving his workouts.
Thinking back to the story where Jeff had 9 different devices, and each requires different operating systems, it could easily turn into a nightmare for him to try to manage those devices on a daily basis. Luckily there's a company called Revolve, which produces a circular base station that has the ability to connect multiple devices to the same routing hub that sends them devices info into one app. And as we can imagine, it could make this technology could make Jeff's life so much easier.
Another smarter company like Revolve is called SmartThings, but unlike Revolve, they create their own devices. The devices they make are things such as light switch dimmers, thermostats, motion detectors, etc. It's an expensive system, but it's very easy to set up, and all the devices can be controlled from one application.
All devices connected to the internet have been at risk of malware since 1988. Morris worm, the first malware, affected over 6,000 computers, which was a devastation at that time. Today, with over billions of devices connected, this leaves us at a higher risk than ever before. With so much data collection in our smart devices, we warrant so much reliance on these devices as well. This makes security more of an essential part of our daily lives. More connections between devices gives more ways for hackers to infiltrate these devices. An example of this would be a smart meter. Everyone has a smart meter, or a meter on the side of their house that measures the amount of electrical use, which allocates your charge each month. These are considered smart because each device is internally connected to each other. Device then sends data to the electrical company, which then determines how much you pay. The companies then figured out this is actually an impractical and expensive way for them to do this. So the resolution for this was to make one master meter. Each meter will then send their data to this meter, which will then send all the data to the company in one package. The issue for this is that hackers now only have to access one meter to get their whole entire neighborhood's data for the electrical use. This could reveal a house with wealthier owners, which then could become a target of burglary or any kind of crime.
The concept of the Internet of Things could be traced back to the 20th century. In 1926, in 1926, in one of his statements, Nikola Tesla envisioned a world where everything and everyone's connected through a device called the huge brain that everyone carries around in their vest pocket. Nowadays, when we look at this statement, we could probably realize that the huge brain he was referring to was a smartphone, through which we can have access to millions of apps and practically connect to everything that's on the internet. In 1999, MIT founded its Auto ID lab. The creator created the electronic product code, which can be used to track things all over the world. An example of the application of the electronic product code would be a restaurant using it to track its inventory and decide whether it wants to restock its inventory. Somewhere between 2008 and 2009, the number of internet-connected devices has exceeded the number of people on this planet. And according to Cisco Internet Business Solutions Group, this marked the birth of the Internet of Things.
Some big companies are actually taking serious interest in the Internet of Things. Cisco predicts that the Internet of Things will have $14.4 trillion value between increased revenues and lower costs for business between 2013 and 2022. Intel developed an intelligent systems framework which predicts that by 2015, a third of the billions of connected devices will be intelligent, representing more than $2 trillion in potential revenue. So keep an eye out for it, folks.